And today I'm in Japan, and yes, I'm going to describe exactly where and what's behind me soon in this video. But I'm here to see why is it that people in Japan live longer and healthier than anywhere else in the world. And it's not just genetics. In fact, in the 1960s, the Japanese had the poorest life expectancy of anyone in the G7. They've now turned that around and they have the highest life expectancy. Women here live on average to the age of 87 and men over 81. And they have the highest percentage of centenarians in the world. I have a light going on, it's changing colors, so we're changing our look here today. But they have the highest number or actual percentage of people over the age of 100. The US, with about 97,000, has the highest absolute number, but at 0.06% and over 90,000 people living over 100 years here, they have a higher percentage rate. And that number, those people living beyond 100 years old, have increased last year alone by 4,000 people. So the trend is right. I'm going to dive in today exactly what are the factors, what you can do to change maybe in your lifestyle, maybe it's diet, maybe it's stress levels. We're finding out, and I'm going to tell you during this video where I'm at today and what I'm doing. But yes, this plays a big role in why this is happening. Let's dive in.
In fact, Okinawa, Japan is one of the 5 blue zones in the world. These are areas where people live the longest and are the healthiest. They include Okinawa, as I mentioned, Sardinia, Italy, Nicoya, Costa Rica, Icaria, Greece, and, in fact, Loma Linda, California. The reason I know that you can make changes to your lifestyle and diet and that it's not just genetics with those in Japan, that's Kyoto behind me, is that when people move from Japan to Hawaii, to the Western world, to the United States, and they adopt that diet, the rates of cancer and heart disease go up. I'm on my way to the bamboo forest. Check these guys out. That guy's got a little baby right there. I'm off to the bamboo forest to check out Silica for skincare. Exercise. It's a huge part of why the Japanese live longer, but here's the key difference. It's all natural. Just walking like a maze everywhere. It's kind of forced exercise in a way, and that's what separates it from the complacent exercise or in the Western world where we go to the gyms. Okay, I'm on my way to Tokyo from Kusatsu now. This is a quieter train station. You can see there's lines on the ground as to exactly where people line up. Everything's in order here. The other thing you notice is when I'm eating, people stand up to eat. They rarely sit down to eat. It's like a chore to eat. And they eat until they're 80% full. I'm convinced some of that is from the type of food. It kind of fills you up quicker. Coming up here to this platform, this train is going to go 180 some miles an hour. It's very quick, but there's only stairs. You have to climb the stairs. I saw people 70, 80, 90 can hardly walk. They're climbing up the stairs. No doubt that's keeping them alive. In Japan, taking the stairs is just part of everyday life. There's no escalator. Often there's no elevator. It's the stairs. And walking and the calories you burn from stairs is phenomenal. So everyone's active here, and here comes this train. And specifically, let's see if I can get it in for you. Hopefully I don't miss my train. This might be mine. But specifically, if you're in the city, you can't drive your car up to your house from your work. When you're commuting, people are forced to walk to the train, walk from their house or their station back to the train. I'm going to run before I lose this bullet train. Gyms aren't that popular in Japan. You mainly see foreigners. Locals don't really use the gym. The minute I get off a plane, that's the first thing I do. Here's the thing, check this out. If you have a tattoo, you're eliminated. You can't come to a lot of these places in Japan.
ONSEN are hot spring bathing facilities. There's over 25,000 sources of onsen water in Japan, and it is one of the reasons and one of the tricks to their longevity. Let's find out why as I go visit.
Onsen. Today I'm off to an onsen bath. Now I'm in a robe. They give you the robe. There's multiple baths around this town. I'm in Kusatsu, and it's known for this, but the Japanese make this a regular habit. I'm gonna visit 3 or 4 today. Now you can't be shy. You don't wear clothes in here. You wear the robe around town, you hop in. And what makes it special is it's filled with sulfur dioxide, sodium bicarbonate, calcium, many minerals. Now you're not just bathing in it, but it actually gets into your body, improves circulation. Now a couple tricks with the onsen. Number 1 is you start warming the periphery and then you dunk in. Some of these are very hot. Some have pools that graduate up in temperature. The one I'm going to today, 114 to 116 degrees. Let's see how I do in that one. You stay in there for 20, 30, 40 minutes. You get out, you cool off, and then you visit the next one. This is what the cooling ponds look like at night. It's beautiful. It cools the water down so as it gets to the hotels, it's not too hot to bathe in. Many of these hotels have multiple pools. I'm going to several today, but many people just stay in their hotel. You take an elevator down. One little trick here, you don't want to use the rooftop ones. Often the rooftop ones aren't real. It isn't water from the ground. They pipe it up top, but it is gorgeous to see the sunset. Now, I'll try and take you into the one I'm going, but I can only do it if there's nobody there and they don't catch me with the camera. Because again, no clothing allowed. We need to be respectful. Let's see if I can get my camera in there. Here's another onsen town here. You can see in the picture. Check this out. There's studies on this. Look, people who bathe in a hot spring daily, and this was studied at the onsen, are less prone to developing depression, researchers found. This was a team from the University Beppo Hospital in Oita. They speculated that habitual hot spring bathing can help maintain a person's mental balance and prevent depression. And they looked at this. Now, the other thing that's been proven, joints. So joint pain and relief of pain. A recent study in the Journal of Rheumatology studied the effects on hot springs for pain. The conclusion was that the intense heat of the bathing experience somewhat diluted the perception of pain. The onsen water, there it is, the onsen water, also act as a buoyancy for aching joints. So swimming is great as we get older. The combination of temperature, minerals, mental state, and ease of movement in the water help relieve different kinds of pain. Of note, skin problems are often helped as well. Check this out. Hot spring bathing is associated with a lower prevalence of hypertension among Japanese older adults, a cross-sectional study in Beppo. So we lower the blood pressure. What's that help with? Well, heart disease, for one, cancer, stroke. So you start to see this all adds up. I definitely recommend, if you're coming to Japan, you have to partake in this tradition. If you ask anyone in Okinawa why they live so long, I guarantee you're going to hear 2 words, IKIGAI and MOAI. Very important. IKIGAI, it's loosely translated to mean a sense of purpose. I can't stress this enough. And you guys know this, but listen further. In Okinawa, a person's ikigai often grows as they get older, meaning they have more sense of purpose as they grow older. It is their, reason for living. You need to have a purpose. I talk about this a lot, especially with people's work, with their passion. It's that thing that propels them out of bed in the morning. In the U.S., and here's the comparison directly, people often retire in their mid-60s. There isn't a similar word in Japanese for retirement. Can you imagine that? The concept of retirement doesn't exist. Do you remember recently in France, they just changed the retirement age by maybe 3 years it was? There was fire in the streets. When you retire, you die. MOAI is the informal social group of people who have common interests. So if you're going to retire, the message is you need to have a purpose. You need to have a passion. I feel like I can work for a long time. This is my passion, exactly what I'm doing with this video today, amongst other things. People also look out for each other. Your MOAI is your tribe. And another reason Okinawans believe they live so long is they have a tribe of people. Now, who is your tribe? Who will your tribe be when you do retire? Remember Freedom 55? If you're Canadian, I don't know if they had the American equivalent, but that was the goal, Freedom 55. It shouldn't be the goal. Now check this out. This was a store I visited. They had herbs, supplements. It was all natural and organic, farm from family farms. But look who's working. It's a family affair. There was 3 generations, maybe 4 generations of people working here, from kids to the grandparents.
When you see bicycles lined up, even at night, they're hardly locked.
There's also a huge element to safety. Look at all these bikes. They're barely locked up. Many of them aren't locked up. I don't see any vandalism. The bikes just sit there. People park them in front of businesses and they go in and come out and the bike is still there. There's just a sense of pride of personal property is what I feel.
Umbrellas, you see people wearing umbrellas, using umbrellas. Well, it's not just for the rain. They use them when it's sunny out too. You see umbrellas everywhere. We're having a little shower now. I'm going to duck in. These restaurants are everywhere. Check this one out. Check the one across the street. How do you not eat constantly? I don't know how I'm not gaining weight. I'm going to pop in there, get a little NATTO.
Now, they don't eat a lot of cream. Check this out. I went to get coffee, and this is what they gave me for the cream. Look at the amount that they served me. They don't eat a lot of cream. A lot of the cream in the Western world is full of hormones and impurities. Now let's talk miso soup. If you look behind me, this is really common. Every corner, people are eating bowls, rice, a lot of fish. They eat a lot less meat, but I'm eating all of these broths. The other thing is, there's something called hara hachabu, and this is where people, it's a saying, and what it means is eat until you're 80% full. Now in America, in Canada too now, we eat until we're over full and then we feel satiated. So here they eat less, they eat more fish, more of these broths. But what is miso soup? Let's dive into one of the staples of their diet. So now, note here, I'm talking about real miso soup. It's so key because a lot of what many people eat in the Western world, and they think they're eating it, but it's full of GMO and salt. But real miso soup is a traditional Japanese soup that starts with a dashi stock and is flavored with miso paste. Dashi is an umami-rich stock made from, here it is, dried seaweed, dried fish, miso paste, and it's a paste made also from soybeans, a bit of salt, and koji rice. The brothy soup contains tofu, and you'll always see green onions. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say, hey, oh, tofu, you're going to get a lot of xenoestrogens, a lot of estrogen conversion. I'm talking about real organic tofu, but understand it's so important. I'm talking real miso, the ones that are on every corner. It seems like everyone's eating them all day here in Japan. And if we're talking about the benefits of real miso, look for skin hydration. According to joint research in Tokyo University of Technology, miso seems to have a component that increases ceramide. Have you heard that before? And can result in finer complexion from daily consumption of miso soup. Ceramide is important for keeping the skin hydrated. I think you all know that. Here's the key. I talk about collagen, collagen powder, making your own broth at home all the time. But look, miso contains 18 types of amino acids, including, watch my vegan collagen powder discussion. In that video, I talk about lysine and proline. Talk about those two exact ones. And they're important for collagen production. So are these people eating bowls that are leading to their collagen production? Certainly every corner has them. Look at this. Collagen is one of the most abundant proteins in skin, making up 75 to 80% of the organ, of course. Now, we know also that collagen production declines as we age. So we're looking for that, and we're looking for what? There's a fish component that I talked about in that MISO. In my collagen powder, of course, I include bovine sources as well, egg sources, but fish is a key source. I know many of you take only fish-based collagen powder. Here, MISO contains antioxidants, vitamin E, flavones, and saponins. Vitamin E and the melanoidins are the dark pigment responsible for the color of aged MISO. So you get different ones. They have different amounts of soy. Some of them have meat. Some of them have eggs. Some of them have fish. So that does change the color as well. But they're packed with antioxidants that, of course, neutralize free radicals. And so they're important for overall health as well as the skin. Now, there are specific conditions as well that it might improve. Research has confirmed the importance of the relationship between the gut health, and that includes probiotics. MISO is a powerful probiotic thanks to its double fermentation process. The other thing that's fermented, of course, NATTO that we talk about. MISO helps restore beneficial bacteria in your intestines for healthy stomach microflora, and that leads to improved overall health, but skin. They drink a lot of green tea here. Now, green tea contains caffeine, boosts metabolism, but it also contains something called catechin, and catechin helps break down fat. So if you're drinking a lot of green tea, of course there's antioxidant benefits, but in terms of why they may live longer, imagine if you had less fat, more energy, and more fat burning. And green tea is part of the culture. Speaking of skin, look at these umbrellas. You see it everywhere. People know that the sun kills their fat pads, kills their skin, prematurely ages them. They cover up all day long. This was 8 o'clock in the morning. While we're on the topic of skincare and photo damage, I had to drop into about 40 skincare stores here in Japan. I want to talk about facial masks. People love their facial masks, and they're regular about their skincare. Do a little close-up, you can see they are missing one major great brand of facial masks, Rajani MD K-Beauty facial mask, but they take care of their skin and they use these regularly. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, back to food. Teas, tea shops, green tea. It's all part of the culture and the drinking culture. We know the benefits of teas. I believe is a big reason. You wouldn't believe the green tea I've been drinking here. Very different, and some of it's even thicker with particles in it. They really use real pure green tea leaves. Here we are in the grocery store in Kyoto, looking for natto. Very easy to find. Here you go. Different flavors. Natto is a common dish in Japan. It's fermented soybeans. Now, a lot of people don't like the taste. It tastes a little bit like dirty socks, but it's high in vitamin K2. I have K2 D3 vitamins. So many of my patients take it because it helps the calcium enter the bone. It keeps your bone strong, and facial bone is important for youth. This is one of the reasons why people not only live longer, but they look younger here. So natto has a very high, in fact, the highest amount of K2. 1 tablespoon of natto contains 150 micrograms of vitamin K2. Very high. And also, remember I said they live long because heart disease and cancer are reduced? Why do you get heart disease? It's from calcium deposition in the arteries in the heart. K2 puts calcium where we want it, in the bone, and it takes it away from where you don't, which is in the heart and vasculature. Now look at these great restaurants. These are all small restaurants, family owned. You don't dine with large groups of people. Some of these restaurants only fit 2, 4, 8, 12, a large restaurant might get 12 or 13 people. Same with the little bars here. So these are fun little alleyways with great, healthy food. I've been eating well. I haven't gained a pound. The Japanese also eat way less calories. It's almost like they're in autophagy all the time. They eat about 2,500 calories per day. In Canada, about 3,500 calories per day. In America, 3,800 calories per day. So they're almost running around in autophagy. They're exercising a lot, they sleep great, and they eat less. A huge factor towards longevity. Make sure to watch my complete video also on autophagy. Check out the bar here. I came down to watch the hockey game. There's not even a TV in the bars. They're not watching TV while they eat. They're forced to interact with people, to meet people, to engage and improve their social life. Check out these amazing greens that they cook up right in front of you. I don't even know what these are. And check these out. These are popsicles, but they're made of cucumber. Now an interlude from the video to enjoy a great view from a hike I took. Remember, if you like these, like and subscribe to this video. So how can we apply this and live in our own type of blue zone? Well, let's look at what happened to the Japanese when they took on our Western type of diet. This is what you don't want to do. The other thing we know is when the Japanese moved to Hawaii and to the Western world, that their mortality rates went up. They did not live as long, and there's study on this. Look at the impact of Westernization on the nutrition of the Japanese and how that affected. So the changes in physique, cancer, and longevity. If you look, they increase their intake of what? Milk, meat, poultry, and eggs, exactly what we eat a lot of. And of course, fat. While when they moved, what did they decrease? The things we don't eat a lot of, barley, potatoes, and rice. That decreased. So as they took on this diet, what happened? Cancer rates increased. Breast, colon, and lung cancers. Stomach and uterus decreased a little bit, but those account for small amounts of cancer overall. Among the Japanese in Okinawa, they were found to have the lowest total energy, sugar, salt, and the smallest physique. And that's an important point. And had longevity and the highest centenarian rate, those hitting 100. So you notice when you take on the American diet, the westernized diet, they got bigger in stature, they gained more weight, they were taller, more robust in a sense, and those in Okinawa who maintained the diet, they maintained that small physique, but they lived longer. So what does that have to do with it? Well, you wonder if they're in a state of autophagy because you put together the exercise, you put together the diet, and you put together the stature, the lower caloric intake. And I think there's something to be learned there. You're now going to want to watch this video on nutraceuticals because a lot of our beauty and skin and glow comes from within. Stay tuned here. Keep your skin and body beautiful, healthy, and vibrant.